Hello, I'm Danica Kalemdaroglu, and welcome to Balanced Body. Today, I'm going to show you a standing push-down front series on my CenterLine low chair that challenges your stability, balance, and overall posterior strength. Let's get started. I have my Balanced Body CenterLine low chair set to 2 springs on level 1. So let's get into some balance work with a standing push-down front series that I love to do for clients of all levels, but you do need to have some decently flexible hamstrings. If you can't get the pedal all the way to the floor, either bend your knees for any part of this or consider putting a yoga block between the pedal and the frame, which will therefore restrict how low the pedal goes down towards the floor. So you're going to come standing in front of the chair. And the general setting is one of your feet's distance away from the chair to set both of your feet together. We're going to start with a parallel together, really working up through the midline of the body. Take a big inhale, lift the arms, and contract. Keeping your arms next to your ears as much as possible forces you to find the contraction of your abdominals to make the actual flexion of your spine. If you drop the arms, it's easy to hang back and then end up hinging in the hips far too soon before you've actually achieved all of your spinal flexion. So arms by the ears as best you can, contract through the abdominals, and use your exhale to pour into the pedal. Again, I'm on 2 ones, which is a decent spring. Inhale as you come halfway up, exhale, pour back into the pedal. Let's do this 2 more times, inhaling halfway up, exhale over, and 3, and exhale into the pedal, and on 1 large inhale, rolling up. Now, once again, try to keep those arms by the ears. What it's going to cause you to do is have to work through your abdominals to maintain that spinal flexion. If you lift the arms and extend the spine, well, that's a very different action and very different load for your lumbar on the way up. We want to access those hamstrings to get that extension in the hips as soon as possible on the way up. So, if you need to, bend the knees to find the grounding down through the ankles and feet. Bent knees are still strong knees. Find that gathering and contraction or your scoop and peel through the spine 1 bone at a time as you use the muscles of your hips to actually rotate your pelvis back into your active standing position. And now we're going to take a little variation. Could be as simple as rotating externally. Let's do something more fun. Let's step 1 foot farther back. This means we're actually going to have to shift weight way more forward, and we're going to see this heel rise as we do. So starting in a position where you're in a parallel, and it's about 1 foot distance between each foot. And as I round over, the pedal feels remarkably farther away just from this small step backwards. So to get to the pedal, I have to lift and shift weight fully onto this front foot, which is causing me to lift that back heel, and the same contraction in the abdominals as I exhale down into the pedal. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, pour back down. Now, since we're down here, we could take some easy work through the posterior chain, lifting that back leg, giving some easy knee bends, rotating externally with those knee bends, and generally playing around with a lower and a lifting. Also shifting where we place that foot so that we can get more out of the muscles of the outer hips, inner thighs, and hamstring. As I roll up, weight will have to shift back into that heel. But here comes the reach of the arms yet again, so that it challenges the ability of my abdominals to maintain my spinal flexion. And as I lift, we'll let weight shift back. Now here's an extra balance challenge. Can you then pull weight back onto that back leg, lifting the front leg, and shift back forward? Could we lift that leg entirely? Contract, down, out, over. This one's for you advanced stars out there. Dive into the pedal, lift up, bring that leg forward. We're going to bring the hands up behind the head because now we are in a perfect place to start our standing pumping. Now, I am generously farther away from the pedal, but I trust my back body that I can pull that spring towards me and then lift away. Some of us may want to step forward, perfectly fine. It makes it a little bit easier to find the flexion that you need in your hamstring to pull the pedal back up underneath of you. If you think of just pushing down, chances are you're going to end up hinging from someplace you don't need to. Only move what you need to. And we're going to pull the pedal and lift. Breathing easily and steadily. Let the pedal come up. We're going to step back. Take one more standing push down front. Down into the pedal. I'm going to step back, feet together again here. And we're going to go through an easy series of footwork. Bending the knees, lift the heels, easy stretch as I roll down. One more in this direction. And down. Then reversing, lift and bend. And last one. And if you like to, you could even do an alternating. This is where those flexible hamstrings come in handy. So again, if you need to, block the distance between the pedal and the frame. It will make it easier to do that work. Rolling up, reaching the arms out so I can pull back together through my center and lift and open. Thank you for watching Balanced Body.